How's it going, pendejos? It's Hockett, and we're about to get real personal on Backroad Diaries with DJ Bridwell.
They'd love to get you back home on the back road.
Welcome back to the Backroad Diaries. I'm your host, DJ Bridwell. We're here at episode 3, 4-ish, however you want to look at that. Here with my good buddy, Mr. Brandon Hockett. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
Always,
How you been?
Always. Been good. Been busy, but I've been good, man.
Play a lot of shows this summer?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think I've been playing almost every weekend since like about this time last year. It's been just chaotic. It's been amazing. It's been a blessing, but it's been super chaotic.
But Brandon, why don't we get everybody started here? This Backroad Diaries, man. I've had the pleasure of putting you and Luke and BJ on the schedule, and so much more to come between now and even the end of the year. So I appreciate you guys taking the opportunity to come sit down with an old dog like me.
Hey, not a problem, man. Not a problem at all.
So Brandon, why don't you tell us a little bit about where'd you grow up at?
Well, I guess, the story kind of starts in the Oklahoma Panhandle. I was born and raised in Guymon, Oklahoma. And out there, there's nothing but farm ground, and that's what you do. If you live out there, you farm. And, it's so flat, you can watch your dog run away for 3 days. It's so flat, it's so flat out there. But
flat.
Yeah. As early as I can remember, I really, music's really been kind of, the driving force behind who I really am. And, that varies from day to day, because, being a musician, you wear your heart on your sleeve and things like that. And some days you want to listen to sad cowboy music. Other days you want to, drink a cup of coffee, listen to some gangster rap and handle it,
I'm guilty. Guilty as charged.
But it started in Oklahoma, and then all through school and things like that. And then I got a scholarship to West Texas A&M for music and things like that. Found out college wasn't for me, so joined the Navy for 4 years, got out and picked music back up. And, what was funny is Mom, when I was growing up, would always tell me to turn it down. So always turn it down. She wanted me to be, like a doctor or a lawyer, an Indian chief or something like that. And the more she told me to turn it down, the more I turned it up. And, Mom wanting me to not pursue music, honestly, is what drove me to pursue music.
A little bit of rebel in you.
A lot of animosity.
I can relate to that on very different levels, or even some of the same. Man.
Right.
So
right.
What? So you mentioned you went down to Texas A&M.
I did.
What'd you get your music scholarship for? What'd you play?
I played trumpet and the marching band, and then I played French horn in the concert band.
I didn't picture you as a French horn.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the lips, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
In this last year, because you've once again, just kind of like a previous guest that we had, kind of appeared out of nowhere on my radar, and I feel like I follow social media quite a bit, and looking at up and coming artists, and I've always been huge on finding up and coming artists, whether it be through YouTube or whether they're nationals, however it is. And man, it's like one day you were, and this is no insult, of course, but one day you were not here, and then the next day you were everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's cool. So did you, during that time, I guess in the last year or 2 years, did you kind of move back to the area and then take music back up, or how'd that go?
Well, when I was in Oklahoma, see, we've been in like a 10-year drought. And there was no sense in, me and Dad both having, our heads in the mailbox. So I, was like, I'm still young enough, I'm going to go do my thing. I'm going to, put some feelers out there and see what's up. My brother lives in Omaha, and so I was like, well, we'll just check out Nebraska and see what it's like. And I put some feelers out there, and I got hooked up with a super awesome family that has, allowed me to maintain my job and things like that to be able to fund this dream and be able to go do that at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, it's been great. And pretty much as soon as I got up here, I started kind of checking the scene out and seeing exactly where I could get in, where I fit in, you know what I mean, with the style that I play and things like that, because you don't want to go play Conway Twitty at a rock show. I mean, I would, but I mean, most people probably wouldn't dig on it.
I can relate to that, man. I honestly would do the same thing, and probably have. And there's numerous things that I play during a country show that probably throw people off a little bit.
I tend to throw a curveball or two myself.
Yeah. Our set list in a 90-minute show was 8 out of 10 songs were original. They're towards the end, and I really kind of feel like that people relate to those certain covers, the ones that you just absolutely nail, knock completely out of the park.
Right.
And irregardless of what kind of music that you're playing when you're there, if you're making it your own, you're going to ignite a fire in that crowd.
Exactly.
And I said this for years. One thing to separate yourself from everybody else is that you don't go out there, and this was, I think, an Eric Church quote from back in the day, but when people were asking him how he kind of made it along, something to live by, man, is, and that I've always taken really seriously, is to demand the attention of your crowd.
Exactly.
And so if that means that you have a set list, and that set list just doesn't happen to work in every single bar that you go to, is to find a way to incorporate even one song to get that crowd to come in. And
a lot of times it only takes like just a chorus of a song.
Yeah.
Just to get them snapped right back in there. And it could be something that doesn't fit in any way, shape, or form. Like, say for like a couple of shows ago, I was playing some David Allan Coe.
Yeah.
And the crowd kind of trailed off a little bit.
It's a select crowd.
It was a very select crowd, but then I fired off some Fleetwood Mac right after that, and they were right back in the pocket, and they were right back in there.
You're not wrong. 100% of what you said is correct, and that is without disrespect to any, the crowd. If they don't know your material, it's really tough to get into.
It's a fact.
And if they want a night out with music, they still want music that is familiar to them.
Yes.
And if you don't have originals that are familiar to them, for some, and again, it's no disrespect, it just kind of makes it a little less enjoyable for your crowd. And how many shows, I guess I would ask, did you play previous to kind of when you popped on the Nebraska radar?
There was a place down in the Panhandle in Goodwell, Oklahoma, the home of Panhandle State University. They had the spot out there called the Broken Rock Ranch. And it was just an indoor arena, and they had, ropings and things like that out there on Sundays, and they had concerts and stuff, Fridays and Saturdays. I've opened for Stoney LaRue out there, Dylan Wheeler, Mason Lively, and I've even played my own shows out there, and that was really the only venue in that area because it's so sparsely populated.
Sure.
So in order to go to Amarillo, Texas, I was 2 hours north of Amarillo. So if you wanted to go and catch a decent show in Amarillo, you're driving 2 hours just to get to where you wanted to go. And that was just the way of life there. If you wanted to go anywhere, I mean, hell, I was an hour away from the closest Walmart.
Yeah. Very much like even with us living here, we had 2 hours to get to Joe's dang near, and we're an hour from the closest Walmart. I mean, we're not the Panhandle of Oklahoma, but
Right.
A lot of things can be related to that.
Absolutely.
So speaking of covers and things that you do, man, that really engage, one that has caught not only my attention but everybody else's attention kind of around the market. And what's cool about that is that you just released it, man. You had the opportunity to go record this with a previous guest on this show, Luke Mills, and I know that you've been in love with the song because, one of the very first times I met you, you got up and played it.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about that engagement of the crowd. We were playing a show with, me, Luke Mills, Dylan Bloom, and Tim Zock, and you come in and you played that song and just owned it. And that whole crowd's just like, where'd he go? What happened?
Yeah.
And that's a cool moment. It's a cool moment. There's people that, maybe take that personally and they shouldn't. I loved it. I love the fact that you went in there, you own the song, and I'm sure it's doing great things for you too as well. So yeah, without further ado, Brandon Hockett here performing Winona Judd or the Judds, No One Else on Earth, and we'll be right back.
All right.
I've been a rock and I've got my fences, but I'll never let them down. When it comes to love, and I keep my senses, but I don't get kicked around. And I shivered once, you broke into my soul, the damage is done now. I'm out of control. How did you get to me? No one else on earth could ever hurt me, break my heart the way you do. No one else on earth was ever worth it. No one can love me like, no one can love me like you. Anytime you want to, you're burning me alive. And I can't deny you, even when I catch you, even though we alibis. Cause when the night falls, you make me forget your love is killing me, and it ain't over yet. How did you get to me? No one else on earth could ever hurt me, break my heart the way you do. No one else on earth was ever worth it. No one can love me like, no one can love me like you. I shivered once, you broke into my soul, the damage is done now, I'm out of control. How did you get to me? No one else on earth could ever hurt me, break my heart the way you do. No one else on earth was ever worth it. No one can love me like, no one like you. No one like you. No one like you. No one like you. Yeah, no one else on earth. Yeah, no one else on earth. Yeah, mama, no one else on earth could ever hurt me, break my heart the way you do.
Howdy y'all, this is Kyle Saylor and you are watching Backroad Diaries with DJ Bridwell.
All right, welcome back to the Backroad Diaries. Once again, I'm your host, DJ Bridwell, here today with my good buddy, Mr. Brandon Hockett.
What's up?
That was his newest single there, No One Else on Earth, which was the Judd's covers we kind of talked about, man. So let's get back into the world of Brandon Hockett.
How much time you got?
Oh, we got all night, man. But one thing that I want to tackle is your unique approach to social medias in general. Dude, I watch your videos all the time and I have to crack up. And I told you, you know, kind of before this, as we were, you know, looking at some of your songs and talking about your songs and whatnot, there's a lot of people that are interested in learning about the infamous, as Luke calls you, the infamous Hockett.
Yeah.
But your unique approach on social media always catches attention. There's a lot of people that are interested to kind of learn and see, you know, what goes on inside that ginormous head of yours.
Well, I mean, the way I look at it is, you know, the way you see me on social media is how you're going to see me at a show. I mean, it all depends on the time of day, really, I guess. It just really just get in there and just, I mean, the people that follow me and things like that and they go to the shows, they're just like me. They raw dog life just like I do, you know, so it's kind of like why tone it down?
I think that we see that so much, and you know, Adam Smith and I had talked about that, about being so PC. You and I talked off camera about being PC.
We did.
And it's not, and that is one of my huge goals with this, and I've talked about it every episode kind of leading up to this, about humanizing the artist. Because people get kind of an inside look and realize that, hey, they say fucking shit, you know, just as much as we do.
All the time.
You know, and I don't understand why it comes to the point where you can't be recognized as a human being or followed as a human being without being so politically correct sometimes.
Right, and that's where I feel like a lot of your mainstream and your big national acts, it's where they kind of lose themselves, because, you know, once you're, you know, 30, 40 sponsors deep and you're doing, you know, commercials for Pfizer or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you've kind of lost touch with your audience, and you've basically put up this glass wall for that your audience can't break through and really get in there and connect with you. And that's the artist's fault. It really is, because you've got to be able to keep that avenue open, and you've got to be able to get in there. And just because you're creating music doesn't mean you're climbing out of the trenches in any way, shape, or form. You know, being able to create good music and, you know, I don't want to use the word pander, but aspire to your crowd, is you got to be one of them. You got to come from one of them in order to be able to make them feel 100%. Whatever it is that, you know, the vibe that you're trying to throw down on that particular tune. You know,
and what's the funniest part about that probably is, I mean, and you couldn't be more correct, and that's absolutely why I love having you on this, you know, this show as well, is I think you and I are a lot alike in that sense. An experience that I had when I was, you know, with Third and James. And Josh and I have to laugh about this all the time, which is, you know, was the owner of Third and James, is that I was his PR nightmare. And so and a lot of that is pretty true. I mean, man, I've done and said some bad shit in my life.
A little bit.
And honestly, I think that's what's, you know, the best part about like this, is that realizing how unique and even alike in certain ways that all of us artists are, and you put it out there 100% perfect when you said that you have to make it, you know, in order to create content like that. I would never write a song if I didn't live it, don't want to live it, haven't experienced it, or want to experience it.
Right.
And yeah, man, I mean, my gas has been shut off before, my utilities have been shut off before, and it takes a hell of a lot better person than people like you and I believe, to come out of that and go, thank the Lord, I'm here to make music. And instead, I'm going to write a song about it. And
exactly. It'll humble you up quick.
Yeah.
It really will.
Yeah. And you know what? There's so many more people like that. Nobody's going to come out and brag about that. Nobody's going to be standing in your crowd and go, yeah, me too, man. You know, but they will, you know, when they catch you. Right here. And they're out there going, oh, yeah, I've been there.
He gets it. Yeah.
Yep.
Right on.
So, you know, when we have little things like that going on in our life sometimes, man, and we could both write books about it.
Oh yeah.
And I think that makes a great segue when it comes into, you know, going from one aspect of life, not so much living your dream with your utilities off or the baby's diapers full, as you mentioned, or
Right.
or whatever, but to kind of turn the page away from that, man. And so, without further ado, and with that being said, man, Brandon Hockett coming up next, performing "Turn the Page," an old Saker tune, man. Enjoy.
On a lone and lonesome highway east of Omaha, you can listen to the engines hum out its one-old song. You can think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before. But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do when you're riding 16 hours and there's nothing much to do. And you don't feel much like riding, just wish the trip was through. Said, here I am on the road again. Yeah, there I am up on the stage. And there I go, playing star again. There I go, on to the page. So you walk into this restaurant, strung out from the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold, and pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode. Yeah, most times you can't hear them talk, other times you can. On the same old cliches, there's a woman, is a man, and you always seem outnumbered, and you don't dare make a stand. Said, here I am on the road again. Yeah, there I am up on the stage. There I go, playing star again. There I go, on to the page. Out there in the spotlight, you're a million miles away. Every ounce of energy as you're trying to get away, and the sweat pours out your body like the music that you play. Later in the evening, as you lie awake in bed, the echoes of the amplifiers ringing in your head. Smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said. She said, here I am on the road again. Yeah, there I am up on the stage. There I go, playing star again. There I
Luke Mills, and this is Backroad Diaries with DJ Bridwell.
Welcome back once again to the Backroad Diaries. That was Brandon Hockett singing the Bob Seger tune, Turn the Page, man. So we left off. I'll get that word right. Left off talking about the unique approach of Brandon Hockett on social media, calling people pentejos and drinking beers out here, cracking a fresh one on camera. Not bad. So Brandon, what are your plans? Let's kind of lead you into your plans for the next year. I know that we kind of dropped a little hint about it earlier. We've got some big news coming after the first of the year in March. You gave me a call a couple months ago, and we gotta work some things out, man. I'm excited for you, but you're gonna make the leap, going full-time music.
Full-time music. We're gonna put the farm and the ranch on the back burner, and we're gonna. I mean, I'm not getting any younger by any stretch of the imagination.
What?
Yeah, dude, I'm 37. Come on now.
No way.
Yes, sir. Big old 86 model, man.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, if I don't do it now, I'm going to hate myself forever. If I don't at least try it and see what's out there and, see if, what I have to offer people, want to listen to.
I never did make the leap. I was in the position of wanting to really bad at one point, and there's just so many ducks that you have to have in a row in order to get it done, and I congratulate you, man, to make that, and I look forward to seeing the successes of what's to come. So as far as new music and stuff, you just dropped No One Else on Earth earlier this year.
Yeah, and it's doing really well.
You dropped an absolute banger, The Dotted Line.
Yes, sir.
Love that.
Yeah, stepping out with that one was kind of big shoes to fill, especially with the next one. Like whenever we were in the studio and we were trying to figure out exactly, what we were going to do to try to follow up something like that. Because I mean, that's the first single that I've ever put out, ever.
Yeah. And I remember that when you released Dotted Line, there was a pretty raw and emotional video, of you being, hearing that on the radio for the first time, and you kind of recorded your own reaction. And
it was insane.
If there's anybody out there that is wondering, this show is, for one, completely 100% unscripted, and I like that, because I think it gets back to, once again, the humanizing deal. And if anybody ever has any questions about who Brandon Hockett is, go look up that video, watch the rest of this episode and everything that you've seen thus far. I mean, it's the real emotion, the real deal. And Brandon, I mean, it's awesome to see that you're not hiding from, you're not elevating yourself to be like, hey, I'm this super mega star, and I don't have any emotions, and everything that I do is fake. It's, like I said, man, you're as real as it gets, and I appreciate that. I wouldn't want to put a cap on that.
Right, absolutely, and there. You hear it all the time in the music world, or just basically in life in general. When big things happen, you hear, man, you need to act like you've been here before. Why?
Right.
Why?
Why can't you live in the moment?
Exactly. Be in the moment.
Yep.
We're here for a good time.
So with that emotion and you being the person that you are, you obviously have to have a great support team.
I do.
Behind you.
I do. I have a beautiful, beautiful, 100% supportive wife and family and friends, and everybody's really come together, and the fans have really, really come together, and I've never experienced anything like this at all. Because, I mean, back in Oklahoma, it was cool. I played a couple of live shows and things like that, but whenever I got up in Nebraska and I dipped my toes in the music scene up here, it was night and day. Changed my life instantly, and I feel like the music scene up here in Nebraska is very much alive and well, and it has got a strong heartbeat. It has got a strong support system. Everybody supports the local musicians. I mean, even in Alma, where me and my wife live, the whole entire town has really gotten behind my music, and it is one of the most incredible feelings in the world to have people that you don't know from Adam, and then that you socialize with on occasion and things like that, but you don't really know who they are, and they're 100% down like Charlie Brown and all about it. and I wouldn't be where I am without all of them. There's no way in hell that I would be anywhere near having even the most minute success that I'm having right now with it. It's you can't describe it.
With that being said, and kind of showing thanks to, I know, as you mentioned, your beautiful wife and one of your closest companions. When you go home, man, when you're talking to your wife about your dreams and to watch her support you is almost as equally as humbling as anything else, is to be able to have that support behind you. And
100%.
So, you wrote a song, man. I'm going to have you introduce it. You wrote a song about your wife. Why don't you?
I did.
Just share
We were sitting at the house one day. I think it was a rain day, and I got home off the farm early, and I got to looking at her. It's like, I haven't wrote you any music yet, and we had been together, a couple of years by this time. And she goes, no, you haven't. And it was just one of those songs that, whereas more than anybody, a song will, if you're going to write it, it'll take you 4 months or it'll take you an hour. Yeah. And this one just flowed, and I wrote it for her, and I actually put the title of the song on the back of a belt buckle when I proposed to her, and I proposed to her with the belt buckle, and it said "Stay a While" on the back, and that's what I titled the song, and this is what I wrote her.
This is "Stay a While" by Brandon Hockett. Enjoy. We'll be right back.
I've been living all wrong. Can you show me another way? The cost of the memories was a heavy price to pay. She said, falling in love is the furthest you're ever gonna fall. Hold it tight, we can't walk before we crawl. Hey, do you wanna stay with me a while? I don't know, there's just something about your smile. Hey, do you wanna stay with me a while? Right next to you is all I wanna know. So stay a while. Fire's burning low, bottles of wine all over the floor. Holding tight, couldn't really ask for more. Right here and now is as perfect as can be. As the sun danced through the house, she said to me, hey, stay with me a while. I don't know, there's just something about your smile. Hey, do you wanna stay with me a while? Right next to you is all I wanna know. And so stay a while. Hey, do you wanna stay with me a while? I don't know, there's just something about your smile. Hey, do you wanna stay with me a while? Right next to you is all I wanna know. And so stay a while. Stay a while.
Hey y'all, I'm DJ Jameson. You're watching Backroad Diaries, hosted by DJ Bridwell.
Welcome back to Backroad Diaries. Once again, I'm here with Brandon Hockett. Today we've learned a lot about Hockett. This last little segment, man, we always love to come back and let people know now that they know more about you, where they can find you, that kind of thing. First off, your platforms that you're on, just as far as social media wise, are you on your Facebook?
Facebook, Insta. I'm on TikTok. Facebook and Insta, I'm under Hockett, for branding purposes, things like that. But, I kind of grew my audience under my original username on TikTok. So if they want to find me, you can find me at the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man, man.
It lives on Drury Lane?
Yeah.
I've
got some gumdrop buttons and all kinds of shit.
For everybody that's out there right now that's thinking that I'm actually interviewing Larry the Cable Guy with Jerry curls. Toe mater, man. So big things happening for you in this next year, man. We got how many songs we looking at probably in 2024?
2024, we're probably going to be dropping 5 or 6.
5 or 6 in 2024
on the minimum.
That's big for you, isn't it?
Well, when you're going full time and you can dedicate all of your energy to it, then I'd say that's on the short end.
Absolutely, man. Well, I expect huge things from you in the next year, and I look forward to, the next time you can come back and join us on Backroad Diaries.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's been awesome.
This DJ Bridwell beer.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Oh, wow.
Check that out. We about cleared the fridge on that tonight.
Oh, damn, we're working on it.
We
That's
did it
for
in
sure.
Bridwell and Hockett fashion. Mm-hmm. Nobody would expect anything less.
Not even a little bit.
No. We got one more song with you. It is one more tonight, and that will wrap up episode 3 or 4, I guess, as we keep calling it.
Yeah.
With Mr. Brandon Hockett himself. So go follow him on social media, whether that's Facebook or the Muffin Man on TikTok. Which I can't hold a straight face when I'm doing that.
You'll understand if you go to TikTok, you'll understand why. You'll understand.
And I'll start you another page, Larry the Jerry Curl Guy.
That'll work.
There we go. So without further ado, once again, this is Brandon Hockett singing a George Strait cover,
Yes, sir.
Cheyenne. Enjoy, and thank y'all very much for watching. And I appreciate you here, man.
Not a problem, buddy.
All right, see you next
Love
time.
y'all. Peace.
Telephone rang about 8:45. She heard his voice on the other end of the line. She wondered what was wrong this time. She never knew what his calls might bring. When a cowboy like him make it be anything. She always expected the worst in the back of her mind. Said it's cold out here and I'm all alone. Didn't make sure go again, and now I'm coming home. I know I've been away too long. Never got the chance to ride or call. Know this rodeo's been hard on us all, but I'll be home soon. And honey, is there something wrong? She said don't bother coming home. By the time you get here, I'll be long gone. There's somebody new and he sure ain't no rodeo man. Said I'm sorry it's come down to this. There's so much about you that I'm gonna miss. But it's alright, baby, if I hurry I can still make Cheyenne. Gotta go now, baby. If I hurry, I can still make Cheyenne. left that phone dangling off a hook. Then he turned around and gave it one last look. Then he just walked away. He aimed his truck towards that Wyoming line. With a little luck, he'd still get there in time. And in that Cheyenne wind, he can still hear her say, she said, don't bother coming home. By the time you get here, I'll be long gone. But somebody new and he sure ain't no rodeo man. Said, I'm sorry it's come down to this. There's so much about you that I'm gonna miss. But it's alright, baby. If I hurry, I can still make Cheyenne. Gotta go now, baby. If I hurry, I can still make Cheyenne. Said, don't bother coming home. By the time you get here, I'll be long gone. There's somebody new and he sure ain't no rodeo man. Said, I'm sorry it's come down to this. There's so much about you that I'm gonna miss. But it's alright, baby. If I hurry, I can still make Cheyenne. Gotta go now, baby. If I hurry, I can still make Cheyenne. She never knew what his cause might bring. With a cowboy like him, there could be anything. She always expected the worst in